Hi,
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, especially now with you. Thank you so much for your time. And I want to start with a question, big question. Diane,
Okay.
have a big shoes. How did you feel in the shoes? And
Uh, mm, gradually, I gradually filled them in. Uh, I I did a lot of research. I spent a lot of time with the research. I was very, very curious about the real life person. I came to it with a lot of space because I didn't really have any preconceived ideas. I'm Australian, and I really think that really helped me sort of have a kind of distance. I have had amazing people to work with. I had the archive department. I had people to help me with the voice and the movement. And I really kind of slowly sculpted the thing. Um, and I was very determined to do it gradually because I wanted it to feel very lived in by the time that I was in front of the camera, because I knew that as soon as I was in front of the camera, it was going to be a whole nother level of challenge for me. And so I thought, if I can kind of get it really in my body so that I feel very centered, then maybe I have a chance.
I think you did a great job. And the question was, Diana's known to so many people, so that's why I had to ask you this question because, like, when you're playing somebody that's already known, it's kind of difficult. But I think you
Yeah,
pulled it off very good.
thank
Talk
you.
about the chemistry between you and Khalid, which is Dodi, which you guys, it's almost real. It's real for me. Talk to me
Yeah,
about.
we do love each other very much. So it wasn't very hard for us. And I think we were really curious. I remember in rehearsal, we would talk a little bit about what is this relationship? And we had the scenes in front of us that Peter had written, but we were both nervous, I think, before we started working together. We didn't know what we were going to find there between each other. And the very first scene we ever shot is the scene in episode 1 where they're kind of walking down the stairs and they're talking about the vacation, and they're saying, he says, anytime you want the boat, it's yours. And what about the engagement? Oh, I don't know about the engagement, and it's this very kind of coy scene. And that's the first scene we ever shot together. And when the first time I watched it, I thought, look at that. It was like, oh, there was just something there. I think what we discovered, both on a human level and also as characters, was just this real, we're very easeful around each other. We just kind of adored each other. And I just think he's the most beautiful actor and the most amazing person. And so just being around him was just kind of like a joy. So I let that be, and I remember thinking, and when I spoke to people who knew of them at the time too, in that relationship, and asking about it, the conversations that I would have with people really directed me into thinking what was found there was this very easy rapport. They really like to speak to each other. They really like to be around each other. And I think they had fun. And Khaled and I used to say, it's so important that they feel like they're having a really good time. And so that's what, and then of course we knew that we could build that foundation of the relationship, knowing where the characters are heading. It was so important for us to show them having these moments where they were just really connected and peaceful. So that's what we tried to do.
No, I think it's fantastic. I actually grew up between England and Egypt, and I kind of seen the whole thing happening. You guys and the director as well, you brought everything to life as accurate as it could be, and I think that was amazing.
Thank you so much. And I really think Khaled has just done the most beautiful job. And it's so important too, because, I'm sure, as he said to you, and it's just a fact. I mean, people know Diana, like you said, they know her so well. They feel they know her so well, but Dodi not. And I think what he's given a kind of like a sort of reinvention of a legacy on screen. He's just given him so much depth and dignity, and made him such a beautiful person. And that's what, I just think that's so, so important, especially because of the way the media were covering that relationship at the time. And it was so, so unkind to him. So
Thank you so much for that, and thank you for your time. It's a pleasure being with you.
thank you.